In a world where chaos seems to reign, where we're constantly rushing, struggling, and searching for meaning, have you ever stopped to wonder, is there a greater purpose behind all of this? What if I told you that nothing in your life, no matter how painful or joyful, is by chance? That every moment, every struggle, and every triumph is unfolding as it should? Welcome to Buddhism and Life, where we dive deep into the wisdom of ancient teachings, uncovering secrets that have helped millions find peace amidst the storm. In today's video, we're unpacking one of the most powerful lessons from Buddhist philosophy, the profound truth that everything happens for a reason. But it's not just a vague idea, it's rooted in karma, impermanence, and the interconnectedness of all things. This is a video packed with life-changing insights. And trust me, you don't want to miss any of it. Stick with us until the end, and you'll not only see life's challenges in a new light, but also learn how to embrace the wisdom that will lead you to peace and understanding. You're not just watching a video. You're about to unlock the hidden keys to living a fulfilled, meaningful life. So grab your seat, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe, because what you're about to learn could change everything. The wisdom of letting go. The beauty of acceptance. Let's pause for a moment and think about the power of letting go. It's one of the hardest things to do, right? We want control. We want to be able to steer our lives in the direction we desire. But here's the thing. The more we try to force things, the more we resist what is happening in the present, the more we suffer. Buddhism teaches us that suffering is a natural result of attachment, whether it's to people, outcomes, or possessions. A Zen master once shared a story with his students. He said, "Imagine a cup made of wood, heavy and worn. It's been with you for years. You've grown attached to it. One day, it breaks, and you feel a deep sorrow." The students nodded, understanding the metaphor. But if you loved the cup truly, the Zen master continued, you would have known that one day it must break. This is not a tragedy. It is simply life. In this story, the Zen master speaks to the heart of impermanence. Everything in life must eventually change. And attachment to the unchangeable leads to suffering. By understanding that everything, including ourselves, will one day pass, we find peace in letting go. There is grace in accepting life as it is, free from the need to control it. One of the most powerful things we can do to achieve peace is to practice non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean we stop caring or stop trying to improve our lives. It simply means we recognize that our happiness, our well-being, is not dependent on any particular person, place, or thing. In fact, non-attachment is about finding freedom in surrender. The more we let go of expectations and judgments, the more we allow life to unfold naturally, without our interference. When we stop clinging to an ideal version of what life should look like, we can finally appreciate life for what it is, the messy, beautiful, fleeting experience that it is. The key is to hold the present moment with an open heart and a clear mind, free of the burden of attachment. The power of compassion. Embracing the good and the bad. One of the core teachings of Buddhism, and indeed of many religious and philosophical traditions, is the idea of compassion. Compassion is not just a feeling, it's a practice. In Buddhism, compassion means not only feeling for others, but taking action to alleviate their suffering. Compassion is the willingness to share in the pain of others and help them through it. But compassion isn't just for others. We must learn to be compassionate toward ourselves as well, especially when we go through difficult times. When we accept our flaws, our mistakes, and our shortcomings with love and understanding, we can move forward with grace. There's a beautiful story from Christianity that speaks to this same theme of compassion. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, a man is beaten, robbed, and left to die on the side of the road. Several people pass by without offering help, but a Samaritan, someone from a group that was despised by the man, stops and cares for him. The Samaritan shows compassion in its truest form, seeing the suffering of another and offering help without judgment. This story, like the Buddhist teaching of compassion, reminds us that compassion has no boundaries. It's not about who deserves it or who doesn't. Compassion is about recognizing our shared humanity, our shared suffering, and offering a hand to help. Compassion is a healing force, not only for others but for ourselves. Think about a time when someone showed you kindness at a moment when you felt lost or broken. The simple act of compassion can heal wounds that words cannot touch. And it's not just external acts of kindness that bring peace. Self-compassion, the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding we offer others, is equally important. When we face challenges, when we fail, when we experience hardship, it's easy to fall into self-criticism. But Buddhism reminds us that we are not defined by our failures. We are defined by our ability to rise from them with compassion and wisdom. The role of patience, trusting the timing of life. Another important teaching in Buddhism is the power of patience. It's easy to become impatient with life, especially when things aren't going the way we expected. We live in a world that values speed, efficiency, and instant gratification. But the path to wisdom and inner peace is often a slow and steady one, marked by patience and persistence. The lotus flower, a symbol of Buddhism, teaches us a powerful lesson in patience. The lotus begins its life at the bottom of a murky pond. It grows slowly, pushing its way through the mud, until it finally rises to the surface and blooms, untainted by the water that once surrounded it. The lotus reminds us that growth often requires us to face challenges and discomfort. But if we have the patience to endure, we can emerge stronger and more beautiful for it. Patience doesn't mean passivity, it means trust. Trust that the universe has its own timing. We may not always understand why things are happening the way they are. But if we can learn to trust the process, we'll discover that everything is unfolding in its own perfect way. When we stop rushing, we start to notice the beauty in the present moment. We begin to see that there is wisdom in waiting, that some of life's greatest gifts take time to unfold. Surrendering control, the art of letting life unfold. One of the most difficult things to do in life is to relinquish control. We often think that if we can just control every outcome, we can ensure our happiness. But the truth is, the more we try to control life, the more we become its prisoner. True freedom comes when we stop trying to control every aspect of our lives and instead learn to flow with life's natural current. Taoism offers a beautiful story that speaks to this idea of letting go of control. In the story, the sage speaks of the uncarved block, a symbol of potential. The uncarved block represents the natural state of things. Before the influence of human hands has shaped it, it is pure and full of possibility, untouched by the need to control. The story teaches us that true wisdom comes not from carving life into the shape we desire, but from embracing it as it is and letting it unfold naturally. Surrendering control is not about giving up. It's about releasing the need to dictate every outcome. It's about trusting that life will unfold as it's meant to, and that we don't need to constantly push, pull, or manipulate things into place. When we let go, we discover freedom. We open ourselves to the magic and beauty of the present moment, and we allow the universe to work its miracles. The interconnectedness of all things, the web of life. In Buddhism, one of the most profound teachings is the understanding of interdependence, or interconnectedness. Everything in the universe is interconnected, and every action, thought, and feeling has an impact on the world around us. This understanding helps us realize that we are not isolated beings. We are part of a vast, interconnected web of life. There's a famous Buddhist story about a group of blind men who encounter an elephant for the first time. Each man touches a different part of the elephant and describes it based on what he felt. One says the elephant is like a wall. Another says it's like a snake. And another says it's like a tree trunk. None of them can see the whole elephant, but each believes his perception is the truth. This story illustrates the idea that our perceptions are limited, and we often fail to see the bigger picture. When we recognize that all things are interconnected, we begin to see the world with a sense of wonder and compassion. We realize that every person, every creature, and every event is part of a grand, unfolding story, and when we live with this understanding, we treat others with greater kindness, knowing that we are all part of the same journey. Well, now you know, everything that happens in life has a reason, a purpose, even if we can't always see it in the moment. From karma to impermanence, to the interconnectedness that binds us all, we've journeyed through timeless wisdom that not only helps us understand the world but empowers us to transform our own lives. But here's the thing. Knowledge without action is meaningless. So, ask yourself, what lesson will you carry forward today? Will you cling to old beliefs? Or will you trust the process of life's unfolding? The choice is yours. If you've found value in this video, don't just walk away. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's your biggest takeaway from today's wisdom? Let's spark a conversation about how we can all embrace life with patience, compassion, and trust. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more wisdom on Buddhism and life. Because, as we know, everything happens for a reason, and this channel might just be your next step on the path to clarity and peace.